There are many things you have asked. The most fundamental thing is to remember that whatever is happening here is not work. To call it work implies tension, worry, and a fear of failure. It is not work. But a playful relationship with the existence. As far as the world of man is concerned, I don't think there is much chance to convert the masses against their own past. They are creations of the past, and their past has come to the crescendo in the coming crisis. The masses will be drowned in that crisis. I feel sad about it. But the truth has to be said. Only few people in the world will be able to survive after this global suicide. And those will be the people deep rooted in consciousness, alert, aware, loving, and ready to disconnect themselves with the past completely and unconditionally, and be ready to begin the new man and the new humanity with the freshness of a child, I have been enjoying the fact that there are many people in the world who are capable of going deep into themselves. Their only hope is a self-realized being. It is too late to do anything to protect the immense destruction that is going to happen. If we can protect only few genuine human beings, that will be enough, more than enough. The past of humanity has been absolutely accidental. They have been doing things without knowing their consequences. Now we are suffering their consequences. And there is no way to change those consequences. For example, the whole ecology around the earth has been destroyed. Life does not exist as separate islands. Not a single man is an island. Everything is interwoven. You have heard these two words, dependence and independence. Both are unreal. The reality is interdependence. We are all so interdependent on each other. Not only man on other man, not only one nation on other nation, but trees and man, animals and trees, birds and the sun, the moon and the oceans. Everything is interwoven. And the past of humanity has never thought about it, that it is a cosmos. They went on thinking in terms of taking everything separately. It was impossible for the past to think that man and trees are connected, that they are interdependent. You cannot live without trees, and neither trees can live without you. But it is too late. Trees 100 years old, 200 years old, even 4,000 years old trees have been destroyed and cut to create more newsprint for all kinds of stupid newspapers, without ever giving any consideration what you are doing. You will not be able to replace it. Just in Nepal, unfortunately, it is the poorest country in the world. It has nothing except the eternal Himalaya and the deep forests, ancient and old. It has been selling its forests to different countries. That is the only commodity it can sell. In the last 30 years, half of the trees of Nepal have disappeared. and for the coming 30 years, Soviet Union has purchased the right for the remaining forests, and they are cutting trees not the old way by an axe, but by very modern techniques that in a day thousands of trees simply disappear. Miles of land becomes a desert. These trees have been preventing the rivers of the Himalayas coming down, not with great force, because they had to pass all these trees, and every tree was preventing the force, is slowing down the flow of water. By the time they reached Bangladesh, where they meet with the ocean, the quantity of water was coming exactly as much as the ocean can go on absorbing. But now those trees have disappeared. Rivers are coming with such great force and with so much quantity of water that the ocean cannot absorb it so quickly. It returns it back, and Bangladesh is suffering continuously every year great floods, strange floods, rivers flowing backwards because the ocean will not accept the water. They destroy all the crops of Bangladesh. Bangladesh is poor, and these floods are killing thousands of people, thousands of animals, thousands of houses. And now Bangladesh cannot do anything. It is beyond its power to tell to Nepal that please don't cut the tree. In the first place, even if Nepal stops cutting the trees, the done has already been. The wrong has already been done. And in the second place, Nepal cannot stop cutting those trees. He has sold them even for the future, 30 years. It has taken the money to survive. The similar kind of situation exists in many areas of the world. There are many gases which are being produced by our factories, which have made us aware of a strange phenomenon, that those gases move upwards and make holes in a certain layer of ozone, a variety of oxygen, which covers the earth 200 miles away, the whole area of air. That ozone is absolutely necessary for humanity. for animals, for trees, because the sun rays are not all life-giving. There are few sun rays which are life-destructive. Ozone returns those life-destructive rays backwards and allows only life-affirmative rays. Now great holes have been created by the gases that our factories, industries create, and from those holes death rays from the sun are entering into our atmosphere. This earth has never been so sick. It has never been so much in danger of new diseases. Now the vested interests are not ready to listen to stop these factories or find out alternatives, and the scientists are engaged only in creating more war material. No government is ready to give them support so they can create more ozone and fill up the gaps which unconsciously we ourselves have created. My emphasis is that our problems are international and our solutions are national. No nation is capable to solve them. I take it as a great challenge and as a great opportunity. Nations should collapse into one world government. It has been tried by League of Nations before Second World War, but it could not succeed. It simply remained a debating club. Second World War destroyed the very credibility of League of Nations. But the necessity is there. Therefore, they had to create United Nations organization, UNO. But UNO is as much a failure as League of Nations was. Again, it is still a debating club because it has no power. It cannot implement anything. It is just a formal club. I would like a world government all nations should surrender their armies, their arms to the world government. Certainly, if there is a world government, neither armies are needed nor arms. With whom you are going to have a war? To find the closest neighbor in the planets for some kind of war is almost impossible. Nations have become out of date, but they go on existing, and they are the greatest problem. Looking at the world just like a bird looks a strange feeling arises that we have everything, just we need one humanity. India has so much coal, and coal is not created in a day. It takes millions of years for wood to become coal, and then millions years more the same coal becomes diamonds. The elements that make the coal are the same as the diamond. It is the coal under pressure for millions of years that turns the hardest thing in the world, the diamond. India has so much coal. Rus has no coal at all. But they have overproduction of wheat, half the population of India goes on starving. It needs wheat, it certainly cannot eat coal. But in Soviet Union they go on burning wheat in their railway trains instead of coal, because they don't have coal, but they have super technological production about crops, fruits. It is easy for them to burn the wheat, but they don't know they are burning millions of people who are dying because they don't have anything to eat. Problems are worldwide. Solutions have also to be worldwide. And my understanding is absolutely clear that there are things somewhere they are not needed, and somewhere the very life depends on them. A world government means looking at the whole situation of this globe and shifting things where they are needed. It is one humanity. In Ethiopia, people were dying 1,000 people per day, and in Europe they were drowning billions of worth food into the ocean because they have better technology to produce. Anybody looking from outside will think humanity is insane. Thousands of people are dying, and mountains of butter and other foodstuff is being drowned in the ocean. Last time America drowned its foodstuff, just the expenses to drown it was $2 billion. It is not the cost of the product. It is just carrying it to the ocean and drowning it. And America itself has 30 million beggars on the street. It is not a question of giving to somebody else. It is a question to give to its own people. But the problem becomes complicated, because if you start giving free food to 30 million people, then others will start asking why we should pay for our food. Then the prices of things will go down. With the prices going down, the farmers will not be interested anymore to produce. What is the point? Afraid of disturbing the economy, they let 30 million people die on the streets and go on drowning the superfluous overproduction into the ocean. Not only that, 30 million people exactly are dying in American hospitals, nurseries, of overeating. They cannot be allowed in the home, because in the home it is very difficult to protect the fridge from those people. They are dying because they eat too much, and there are on the street people dying because they have nothing to eat. An exact number, 30 million dying with overfeeding, 30 million dying with no food. 60 million people can be immediately saved with a small understanding. But a bird's eye view is needed to look all over the world as one unit. Our problems have brought us to a situation where either we will have to commit suicide, or we will have to transform man, his old traditions, his conditions, because those conditions and those educational systems, those religions that man has followed up to now, have contributed to this crisis. This global suicide is the ultimate outcome of all our cultures, all our philosophies, all our religions. They all have contributed to it. In strange ways, because nobody ever thought of the whole, everybody was looking at a small piece, not bothering about the whole. For example, in India, Jainas do only business. They don't cultivate, but they need food. They can't cultivate because Mahavira, their teacher, has told them that if you cultivate, you will have to cut plants, and plants have life. And non-violence is his teaching. So they cannot be warriors, they cannot be cultivators, and of course nobody wants to become sweepers, to become cleaners, because in India these people are condemned as almost inhuman. So the only alternative left for Jainas was just to do business, sell things, accumulate money. All their violence became their greed. That is the reason why they are the only people in India who don't have beggars. They are the only people in India who are the richest. But this is a kind of sucking blood of the society. Everything else is being done by somebody else, and the money somehow goes on moving into hands which don't do anything. Mahavira simply thought about his philosophy, but he never thought that that philosophy cannot become universal, and that which cannot become universal cannot be true. People will have to cultivate, and certainly plants will have to be cut, crops will have to be and this violence cannot be avoided just by not doing it. Somebody else is doing for you. And the same is the situation around the world. Everybody has taken a certain portion of life, ignoring the remaining parts which are essentially joined with it. There are people, for example, the man who created the Nobel Prize Committee was the greatest arms producer in the First World War. He earned so much money out of the production of war material that he created a Nobel Prize for Peace. His money is so much that every year dozens of Nobel Prizes are given. With each Nobel Prize 20 lakh rupees also are given, and this all comes only from the interest of the money. The basic money remains in the banks of Switzerland. It will continue forever to give 12 Nobel Prizes per year for creative arts, for creating peace, for creating great poetry, painting, science. And the man who created the money created it producing war material. The whole First World War was fought with his weapons. Both the sides were purchasing from him. He was the greatest producer. All the people that died in First World War, he was responsible. The same is happening today. Nobody is interested in the coming crisis, which is not far away. This century is going to end just after 12 years. 12 years is not a big time. Almost everybody present here will be able to see the end of this century. You will be fortunate if you don't see the very end of life on this earth. Preparations are on the way to destroy the whole earth. And the people who are doing it are doing behind great names, nations, religions, political ideologies, communism. It seems man exists for all these kinds of things: communism, democracy, socialism, fascism. The reality should be that everything should exist for man. And if it goes against man, it should not exist at all. The whole past of humanity is full of stupid ideologies for which people have been crusading, killing, murdering, burning living people. We have to drop all this insanity. If nations disappear, the second great disease is religion. Because they have been fighting, they have been killing, and for reasons in which nobody is really interested. I have never come across a man who is really interested in God. If you give him 5 rupees in one hand and God in another, he will take 5 rupees, and if you say God is eternal, we will see later on. For the moment, 5 rupees will be helpful. Who is interested in God? Except the priests, because that is their business. And they want that their business should spread. When I was being harassed in America from one jail to another jail, my aeroplane passed over a beautiful city, Salt Lake City. In the night, it looked tremendously beautiful, very planned, very intelligently managed by a certain Christian sect, Mormons. Their leader was killed in America, shot dead, because Mormons were teaching something against the old Orthodox Christianity. They were saying that their president, their leader, has a direct contact with God. That cannot be allowed. Only Pope has the direct contact with God. Now, all kinds of idiots become leaders. And because he was shot and killed, it always happens. Then the followers become very fanatic. They created this Salt Lake City. 98% people in Salt Lake City are Mormons. And all around the world there are millions other Mormons. And it is a duty of every Mormon to send at least $1 every day to Salt Lake City, which is the capital of their religion. $1 million every day reach to Salt Lake City. And what is being done with those $1 million? The empire is spreading. The Salt Lake City is becoming almost a big empire. And the people who believe in it are so fanatic, are bound to be, because their leader was saying the same stupid kind of thing as Jesus was saying. And if Jesus could create such a vast Christianity, they choose their president, and every president, once he is chosen, has direct contact with God. And whatever he orders has to be followed. I would not have come to know all this about the Mormons and their city just by chance. Where our commune was situated in Oregon, 3 magistrates had to decide about it, whether to give it the status of a city or not. One of them was a Mormon. And he was the most influential of the 3. One was against, the other was just wavering, but because of the Mormon, he voted for the city. The Mormon judge used to come to the commune, and he loved the place, and he himself told to my secretary that you should be alert and aware, because what has happened to our leader, we were not doing any harm to anyone, but our leader was shot. And the man you are following is saying such outrageous things that the danger is always there. And what happened? Because of this Mormon judge, the city was recognized For 2 years, the city was on the map of America, in geography books. The federal government was giving money to it as to any city. The state government was giving money to it. They managed a very tricky thing. They persuaded the president of the Mormons and sent the message to the judge that you have been chosen by God to go to Nigeria for missionary work. I wrote a letter to him that it is very strange that in the whole world God has chosen you to go to Nigeria. I suspect there is politics behind it. Ronald Reagan wants you to be removed from the place. The only way to remove you is a direct order from God. And actually what I had visualized happened. The moment he was removed, another person was appointed, and the 3 judges decided that the city is no more city. That's what Ronald Reagan and his government wanted, that first take away the recognition, then it is easy to destroy it. And they destroyed it. And I had sent the message to the magistrate that you will be responsible for the destruction. You don't understand that it is a political strategy. And after 1 year, when he came back, he recognized that there has been something strange. Not only the people who destroyed the commune, they were also angry with the magistrate who had recognized it. This caught hold when he came back from Nigeria, and there was a case against him that he has taken bribe from us. And what was the bribe? He has 50 cows. When he was going to Nigeria, after the city was recognized, he wanted those 50 cows to put somewhere. And we were purchasing cows, hens, all kinds of things for the commune, and he was ready to sell them as cheap as possible. He was even ready to contribute them. And because we had purchased those 50 cows, he was dragged to court that you recognize the city because those people purchased your cows. Those cows could have been sold anywhere. And strangely enough, those cows were purchased after the city was recognized, months after, when he received the direct order from God. Now what he will do with 50 cows, where he will take them? and where to find a purchaser so quickly, because he was called, immediately moved to Nigeria. And he thought that we are in need, and we were in need. They took revenge on him. They removed him from his post. He lost his job, and then he was condemned for taking bribe. I came to know about Mormons because of this judge, when I heard that God has sent the direct message. But God is so crazy, He goes on sending messages to Hindus differently, to Mohammedans against them, to Christians still against them, even to Christians, different sects, different messages. Either there are many gods, or there are many pretenders. And how these people receive these messages, nobody gives any evidence. And they have been killing, butchering, doing all kinds of things which are inhuman. And they have destroyed the one humanity into pieces. First, the nations should go if the world is to survive. Second, the religions should go. One humanity is enough. There is no need of India and England and Germany. And one religiousness is enough. Meditation, truth, love, authenticity, sincerity, which do not need any name, Hindu, Christian, Mohammedan, just one religiousness, a quality, not something organized. The moment organization comes in, there is going to be violence, because there will be other organizations in conflict. We need a world of individuals without any organizations. Yes, people can have gatherings who have similar feelings, similar joys, rejoicings, but there should not be any organizations, hierarchies, bureaucracies. First nations, second religions, and third a science completely devoted to better life, to more life, to better intelligence, to more creativity, not to create more war, not to be destructive. These three things, if are possible, the whole humanity can be saved from being destroyed by its own leaders, religious, political, social. This crisis, in a way, is good because it is going to enforce people to choose. Do you want to die or you want to live a new life? Die to the past, drop all that has been given as heritage from the past and start fresh, as if you have descended on this earth for the first time. And then start working with nature not as an enemy but as a friend. And the ecology will soon be again functioning as organic unity. Its damages can be removed. It is not difficult to make the earth more green. If many trees had been cut, many more trees can be planted. And with scientific help, they can grow faster. They can have better foliage. Different kinds of barriers can be created in the rivers so that they don't overflood poor countries like Bangladesh. The same water can create much more electricity and help thousands of villages to have light in their nights, to have warmth in the cold winters. It is a simple thing. All problems are simple, but the basic foundation is the trouble. Those three things will try in every way not to disappear. Even at the cost, if the whole world disappears, they will be ready for this disappearance, but they will not be ready to declare that we surrender to a world organization, all our arms, all our armies. The function of nations will remain only simple: railway lines, post office, small police to take care of internal affairs. But there is no need of armies. Millions of people are involved in the armies which are useless. They can be put to creative arts, to farming, to gardening, and they are trained people. They can do jobs which no other people can do. An army can make a bridge so quickly. That is its training. It can create more houses for people, and science is capable now, if it is no more engaged only in war and creating more war material, to create as much food that 5 times more people can live happily on this earth than exist today. Today there are only 5 billion people. 25 billion people can live joyously without hunger, without suffering from diseases. But science should be released from the hands of nations which are forcing its scientists to create more war material. Scientists are functioning almost like prisoners, and I want it to be known to the whole world that if you are not ready to be one, be ready to disappear from this planet. But I hope there are intelligent people who would like to survive, who would like this beautiful planet to grow more beautiful, this humanity to grow more intelligent. I am afraid perhaps the whole humanity is not even aware of the danger that is coming closer every moment. Mutribo, you are asking me at various times. I have heard you describe your work as an experiment to provoke God. It is still the same. I am still trying to provoke the God within you, the divine within you. More consciousness, more light, more aliveness, more ecstasy, because miserable people are dangerous for the simple reason because they don't care whether the earth survives or not. They are so miserable that deep down they may wish it is better if everything is finished. Who cares if you are living in misery? Only happy people, ecstatic people, dancing people would like this planet to survive forever. My effort continues to be the same, an experiment to provoke God. And a model city for the future. In the present context of accelerating global crisis, how would you describe your work now and what is happening to those who have gathered around you here? Mutribo, it is the same. Nothing has changed because the world crisis has not changed. The people who have gathered around me are learning how to be more happy, how to be more meditative, how to laugh more, live more, love more, and spread love, laughter around the world. This is the only protection against nuclear weapons. If the whole globe can learn to love and laugh and enjoy and dance, then Ronald Reagan and Gorbachev will look surprised what has happened. The whole world seems to have gone mad. And a people who are happy, contented, are not the people to be forced to kill other people who have not done any harm to you. It is not strange that all the armies down the ages had been kept sexually repressed, because those sexually repressed people are bound to be destructive. Their very repression forces them to destroy something. Have you ever watched in your own being, when you are happy, joyful, you want to create something. When you are miserable, suffering, you want to destroy something. It is a revenge. All the armies are kept in repressed sexuality. The moment they get to kill, that becomes their joy. At least their repressed energies are expressed, of course, in a very ugly way, inhuman way. But some expression is there. Have you watched painters, poets, sculptors, dancers are never sexually repressed people? In fact, they are over-sexual. They love too much. They love too many people. Perhaps one person is not enough to exhaust their love. They have been condemned by the priests down the ages that these poets, painters, sculptors, musicians, these are not good people. And these are the only people who have made this humanity something beautiful, who have contributed to the world some flowers of joy, some flowers of music, some beautiful dances. What the priests have done to the world. They have burned women, calling them witches. They have killed people who belong to other faiths. They have not been creative people. They have not enhanced the earth, and they have not enhanced life. We need, with these three fundamental changes, a great respect for creative people of any dimension. And we should learn how to transform our energies so that they are not repressed. They are expressed in your love, in your laughter, in your joy. And this earth is more than a paradise. You don't have to go anywhere. But paradise is not something that has to be achieved. It is something that has to be created. It depends on us. This crisis, Mutribo, gives a chance for courageous people to disconnect themselves from the past and start living in a new way, not modified, not continuous with the past, not better than the past, but absolutely new. Find out ways how to relate in a new way. Forget marriages. Start to think how to inquire into life. Forget all your beliefs. Start to meditate in search of finding who exactly you are. Because by finding yourself, you would have found the very essence of existence. It is immortal and eternal. And those who have found it, their bliss and their benediction is inexpressible. We need more happy people around the earth to prevent Third World War. You will be amazed, surprised by my answer. You may not be able immediately to find that what connection can there be between nuclear weapons and people's laughter. There is. These nuclear weapons and these destructive war machines cannot work on themselves. They are being worked by human beings. Behind them are human hands. A hand that knows the beauty of a rose flower cannot drop a bomb on Hiroshima. A hand that knows the beauty of love is not the hand to keep a gun loaded with death. Just a little contemplation and you will understand what I am saying. I am saying spread laughter, spread love, spread life, affirmative values, grow more flowers around the earth, and everything that is beautiful, appreciate it, and everything that is inhuman, condemn it. Take away this whole earth from the hands of the politicians and the priests, and you would have saved the world.